Hello, my budding psychologists. Welcome back to my channel Mind Matters with Kavita. Hope you all are doing great. And in this video, I'm going to cover up the chapter 2, class 11 psychology, research methods in psychology. And in this particular part, I'm covering quasi experiment, field experiments, survey researchers, and correlational researchers. So let's start with the presentation. And first question on the presentation is: can psychologists work outside the lab, or psychology works outside the lab? Please do answer it in the comment section and then proceed. Yes, children, psychology do work outside the lab only, because whatever you study in the lab, it is very difficult to generalize. You cannot generalize everything. Then there are various situations which you cannot create in the lab. So that's why we have to study psychology outside the lab also. Okay, so let's proceed with the presentation. So here I have this question on the slide: what happens when the lab is not enough? So you have to step out. When lab is not enough, the psychologists have to step out, and for that we will be studying the methods which are there. But before that, I think I have on my slides the reasons which I was talking previously. Yes, just see why a researcher leave the laboratory, okay, the lab. Because first thing, which I've already told you, the results may not generalize to real situation, and behavior in the lab is not same as outside. Okay, and the second thing, some phenomena only exist in nature. You cannot create an earthquake or real grief inside the lab. So we had already understood these points, but yes, you can take the screenshot of this slide. It will help you to write your answers. So now let's proceed to the next part, that is talking about the field experiment. You know that field experiments are just like the real experiments. You have to assign subjects randomly to two different groups. You must have studied in experimental method. We take two groups, one experimental group and the other control group, and you randomly assign the subjects to different groups. Okay, all this is done. Only the difference is, instead of the lab, it is done in the actual setting, maybe a school, maybe a hospital, or any place in the community. Okay, so only difference is this. Now let's take an example and try to study, as my pictures would be reflecting you, that if a researcher wants to study that which teaching method is more appropriate, so he will go to the school, any school which he decides, and there he will randomly select the children, assign them to two groups, and then teachers, and the one teacher, he will ask him to explain and in the lecture mode as normal teaching goes on, and the other teacher, he might ask to use demonstration method to teach them through activities, through visual aids and all. So this way he would be making two groups also, experimental group and control group, and he would be manipulating the independent variable also, as we do in the experiment. Okay, so it is just like an experiment. Only difference is that the Only difference is it is done in the real situation. And after that, he can, the experiment which I was talking about, he can calculate which method was the best. And you know the result, isn't it? Demonstration method is more efficient than the lecture method. Okay, children. If you have any doubt, please use the comment section. I will be answering your doubts. Okay. So now let's start with the experiments. They are as if experiments, means experiment is happening. It will look like an experiment is happening, but whatever the protocols of the experiment we have to follow, that we do not follow it. We are not assigning groups randomly in this quasi experiment. We are not even manipulating independent variable in the quasi experiment. Okay, so what we do is, because if the situation we are getting in the natural settings, so accordingly we move. Okay, according to the situation we proceed. In that we are neither manipulating independent variable, rather selecting the independent variable. Children, please note the word selecting the independent variable. Okay, for example, if you could see my slides, you will be finding that I had taken the picture of the earthquake which has occurred. Now, as a psychologist, I want to study the effect of earthquake on the children who have lost their parents also. Okay, so in this way I cannot assign randomly, oh, you lose your parent, and as you understand, isn't it? You understand it is not possible to do so. So what you can do is you can just imagine, or you create also experimental group, and in those you are taking the children who have lost their parents, and control group children who did not lose their parents. Okay, so their psychological state you are studying, and you will be able to get the idea about what is happening in that situation. Okay, so it is looking like an experiment, but it is not the real experiment, you can say. Okay, and I also have the chart. You can take the screenshot of this, which is telling you about the difference between field and quasi experiment. I'm not reading this or explaining you this because I had already explained you. Next, I have one assessment for you. You can take this a screenshot of this slide and answer these questions for yourself, and you see whether if you are able to answer these questions, you would be finding that your concepts are cleared. Okay, so, and if possible, you please write them in the comment section. I will be commenting on it, whether you have to include something else or not. In short, you can write. Okay, so let's, till now, if you haven't subscribed my channel, please do it and share it with your friends who need it. Start with the correlational researches. Let's start with the correlational research. And in this, what does a researcher do? He selects any two objects, any two topics, any two variables to study the relationship between them. For example, I here have this knife and comb. Is there any relationship? If I want to study whether any relationship exists between these two variables, I will be using the correlational research method. Okay, And now we will study the types of correlations which exist. Just let's proceed to the next slide, and you will be seeing the types of correlation: positive correlation, negative correlation, and zero correlation. It could be that, yes, in this case, in this example, you all must be knowing zero correlation means there exists no relationship between the comb and the knife. Let's proceed to positive and negative correlation. Positive correlation means that as one variable is increasing, the other variable also increase. Okay, say this is x variable and this is y variable. Now if x is increasing, the y should also increase. Then the relationship would be positive. It is very simple to understand. You all have studied statistics in your previous class 10th also, and maths and everything, so you know about it. Next is negative correlation. As one variable will be increasing, the other variable would be coming down. That is negative correlation. Okay, now what is the difference between correlational researches and the previous method which you have studied, field research and experimental researches, the field and lab experiment, quasi experiments you can say? See, the differences in this, we will only study the relationship between the two things. We are not studying the cause and effect relationship. We will not say that this is the cause of this. Okay, this is the cause of that. No. When we have to study the causal effect relationship, then we will be using experimental method. Okay, dear children. So this is I have the questions prepared for you. If you are able to answer these assignment questions on correlational researches, then you will be finding that your concepts are getting clearer. Okay, so you can take the screenshot and answer. But yes, I forgot to explain you that the strength of the correlation is represented on the number line. You must have studied number line in your maths classes. That is starting from plus 0.1 to 1 and minus 0.1 to 1. So now let's proceed further to the survey research. Okay, in a survey research, the researcher collects the data from large number of people, and by asking them certain questions about their behaviors, opinions, attitudes, and how he would be collecting this information, there are two ways. Either he can ask face to face, that is interview method he can use to collect the data for his survey, or he can use the questionnaires method, that is he can create a Google form. Also these days you must have seen so many questionnaires are there online available. So accordingly, or you can prepare a handwritten questionnaire and ask the people. So why we use it? Basically, when we want to know the opinion of the people at large, what type of, say, family planning methods do the public use at large? So in this, you cannot study in small. If you study in smaller group, you will not be able to come to any conclusion. So you need a larger group of people. So you use this survey researches for those purpose, to know the attitudes and behaviors of the masses in general. Okay, so if I proceed further, the survey question matlab you will be deciding. Now if for example I've taken on this slide the question, what are the people's attitude towards educating the girl child? Okay, so they can means these type of attitudes are something which cannot be observed. As I told you, family planning method also, the example which I was telling, cannot be observed. It is quite personal also, and this question also is quite personal. Attitudes towards educating the girl child, not only personal questions but any idea which you wonder which party is going to win the elections for that surveys are conducted. Then the tools what you will be using, as I told you, a questionnaire prepared by the researcher and filled by large number of people. And limitation, can you guess what could be the limitation? Okay, you got the response from masses of people, but is it true or not? You know why it is true or why it is not true? The thing is, people have the tendency to respond what many people would be thinking, because they feel that yes, many people now at least have a positive attitude towards educating the girl child. Okay, so they would be filling the questionnaire according to this thing. It is called social desirability. Okay, that something which sounds good in general, what they truly not what they truly think. They would be answering your questionnaire on this basis. Okay, again I have some assignment for you to answer these, so I am giving lot of homework for you, because that only will help you to know whether you have understood the concept. And if any answer you're not able to get, please contact me personally on my number also. Many of you know my number. I'm again telling 9696153749, and you can connect with me. If you want to read for personal coaching for psychology, you are most welcome. And yes, please do like, share and subscribe my channel. Thank you for today.